Welcome to my channel, Meme Avenue. I'm happy to have you guys here today. Decided to finally make a video. I've been thinking about it, telling myself that if I'm playing the game, I might as well maybe record some of my replays or showcase them. I like sharing these moments sometimes and maybe helping other players that were where I was currently, where I was when I started. I mean, get at a higher level. I'm not a pro at all. In any case, I do watch some some good players in World of Tanks. That I take a lot of their tips and I try to apply them to the best I can. Not always perfect, but yes. So today I decided to make a little video. This replay happened recently. I have other replays that might be interesting. So if you like this video, feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe, the whole thing. I'd appreciate that. It would kind of encourage me. Although I'm not expecting to become famous like Quickie Baby in the beginning. So today we're playing the WZ-132. It's not that much of a light tank. It's not like the Manticore. It's not like some other light tanks. It's unique. It has decent speed, decent gun, decent armor, kind of for a light tank. Obviously, it can be trollish at times when you try to shoot at this tank if you don't have a clean shot. Personally, I like this tank. It's like one of the first light tanks I got as a new player. I have 25,000 battles, not that many battles. I didn't know better. I thought it was an interesting light tank. Also, I was gifted a Type 64 premium light tank, which is my first like premium, real kind of premium tank. I remember that day, a guy I used to play with, he just gifted it to me. Well, we play, he was a nice dude, and it meant a lot to me. So I was just like, well, this is perfect. I get to train my crew. So let's get into the game. As you can see, I try to spot this east side, east south side. I noticed that like really quickly. Okay, I don't have too much support here. I don't know exactly what's going on. I tell her Batchat to back up. Of course, Ares pops up. Then I knew something was going up here. I saw T49 earlier, and in my head I'm just going, okay, I need to kind of try to at least spot this flank to see what's going on. I'm just gonna warn you, in this replay, yes, like, there are some good plays and everything. There's things I'm not too sure about. There's other things that, like, it's really good RNG. So I see the T49. Uh, I don't know how I can do it in the replay so I can see my exact perspective. That's something I should probably work on. Maybe I. Okay, so I just pressed the shift key. Thank you, chat. All right.
You've got it. It's that simple. Have fun revisiting.
Okay. So Chat GPT saved me there. Oh my god, what is this? Okay. Okay, there you go. So I see this guy has the derp gun. I took my chances there. I mean, the chances of him hitting me and penning me would be quite low. I see he tries to ram me. I'm like, okay, sure. Surprisingly, I do take 212 damage, but I give him a lot more damage, kind of as I expected. Um, there you go. So this tank is kind of on a heavier side for a light tank. Meanwhile, it is still very mobile, which is good. So that's why I took that ram. Luckily, he bounces the heat. It wasn't really well aimed. You will notice, though, that... Okay, now I can't get out. Okay, well that's weird. You will notice on the turret, though, I'm zooming out quite a bit here, but you will notice on the turret that there is like these kind of like space armor, like barbed wire. I'm pretty sure that acts as space armor, which means that it will help with bouncing heat shells. I'm pretty sure, but maybe somebody can correct me on that. So here, for some reason, I do care about this Artie. I see he's a better player overall, so I'm just thinking, he kind of seems to be aware of things. I noticed that he like fell back, so I'm like, okay, I might as well try to work with this guy, see what we can do, and you're gonna see there's gonna be some important stuff coming up with that. The Manticore is retreating. Try to land a quick shot there, can't quite make it. Take a blind. I didn't see an explosion, but I don't think that hit. I think it's just like my settings where I remove like explosion effects and all these things. Our heavies, our team went like on the heavy side very aggressively. I noticed that. So I'm hoping that they can win this all along, right? That's kind of like my hope for this game. Now I notice there's a play in the mid that they're doing where these tanks, like the contender, STB, Ares, the two Ares actually are pushing there. I wanted to help our Ares 90, but then I noticed that they're pushing back. And given that I'm, 829 HP, I know my influence if I'm playing well or decently in the end of the game is higher if I have more HP, right? I want to preserve my hit points. Unfortunately, I have to take a quick shot there. Like I said, I don't want to take any more damage. Maybe I could have aimed longer. That was kind of risky because I did see a contender was aiming in my direction, but at this point, I can't only land one shot out of that. Okay, so now I escape from there because I'm thinking in my head again, like what's going on with the right side flank, right? So I notice this Ares is pushing up. And this is a problem for us because if he gets too close, he can really become a problem, right? Thankfully, our RT lands a pretty nice shot there. Would have been nice if he would have landed it for like 290 damage. That means that tank would be in a one-shot territory. Now again, here for the armor, as I was explaining. Okay, so I checked to see if that Ares spotted me. He did not, from what I gathered. There is a 5-second delay there, but he did not spot me, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, that shot does not connect on the side of the contender shot. Now I see the Ares is pushing us. And what's happening is that this guy, like, he can take a shot and he can just rush me and he can just kill me. Thankfully, I saw that Artie was behind me. I was kind of in his way, but I was like, okay, if this guy, like, if he lands a shot, that'd be huge. I was getting close to my reload though, to be honest, but okay, now I check back. That's a quick peek. Again, kind of risky, but okay, the Manticore is there. Fine. That's a play you can do. I try to side script here. I get a cheeky shot. You see, he hits my gun, right? Which is kind of like, I don't know if, well, I guess that counts as space star. Now, unfortunately, our Bat Chat dies, which is unfortunate. I think it can be good to keep Bat Chats or RAs alive. He does ping, what is that, BO. That was a lucky bounce. Like, that is a lucky bounce. Where did I hit? I think it's like on the side of the turret there. There's like a little purple. Purple represents a bounce with my mod. Here I get lucky. The guy doesn't have good view range. It must be that. What hits him? It's a T62A. It's gotta be. He low rolls, as you can see, leaving him at 4 HP, which is very unfortunate. I didn't think about that on the spot, but now that I see it, I see that. STV here is a problem for us too. I think that's the tank that spotted us. And he could have shots, I think, on us here. So I ignore the Manticore. For some reason, I had a feeling, just seeing his statistics, this is stat discrimination, that he's not that good of a player. He comes behind me, he tries to like ram me or something. I think he didn't realize that like I'm a lot heavier than him. It is surprising he does do damage to me, even like I don't know what the weights are and everything, and like. But anyways, I found it kind of surprising, but whatever. It's like what 45 HP. I landed a nice shot on the contender there, lowering him to a one shot for the T62A. Hopefully, relieving him from a little bit of pressure there. Now I see this Type 5 heavy, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy has like 1,678 like HP. Like, what the hell am I gonna do against this guy, right? Contender doesn't spot me. He has bad view range, as I determined earlier when I peeked with the Ares as well. Now he seems to be looking at me, but boom, too late. Upper hole, heat, well aimed, not shitty RNG, goes in, good. Now I want to kind of help this E5 or make his death like more worthwhile. I guess I could say like maybe land a shot or two, maybe kill the WZ. That would be good. Fortunately, like it's not the case, but I'm very worried about this STB because he's not necessarily a bad player, like judging by stats, again, stat discrimination, and like a good play for him would be to like flank around, like here, and like go around like up here, right? That would be a good play for him, in my opinion. It would be risky, but like it would be a good thing to do. But maybe he doesn't see me as a threat, which is like understandable, right? As a light tank and everything, but low HP. And so here I see like there's no. I think I could have peeked the left bush. I should have maybe. Like I don't know why I can't like. Oh my god, what the hell is this? How do I increase or decrease the speed in the replays?
That's pretty straightforward. During a replay, the default keys are the left and right arrow keys. Pressing the right arrow speeds things up, and pressing the left arrow slows things down. You can adjust on the fly, so if it's getting too sweaty, you can slow it down and enjoy the action.
Okay, no, that's the right speed. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Okay, so luckily the WZ does not hit that. I don't manage to get a nice shot there into him. And so here I try to communicate with RT62A. I ask him, where's the STB? Like, do you have an idea? Like, have you gotten blinded? Maybe, information can be valuable at these stages of the game. And there is a pretty big disadvantage with the HP. It's a Type 5 heavy. Like my heat pen, what's my heat pen? Can I see it? Okay, good. It's 280. Like, it's nothing special. I'm down to 2 APCRs. I see the T62-8 is cooperating. He's an anonymous player. I don't know what his stats are, but he seems to have a good understanding of what's going on. So I'm like, okay, we can make something work here, right? So STB gets spotted. He's mid, and I'm looking at this T62 and I'm just telling him like, don't peek. Like, let me try to find a spot where I can thread the needle and like just finish off the STB, right? Like for me, I think that's a good play. So I'm trying to tell him here, like typing as I'm like rolling around, which is not very good. Meanwhile, at J1, our Ares took out the Artie, which is always a good thing because like I could easily get splashed. The STB low rolls, the sorry, the T62A low rolls STB. I take him out. I don't get spotted, which is always a good thing. Now I'm telling him like stop dying, like, which seems like such a stupid statement, but like one of the best things in this game is just staying alive. I'm telling him like let me try to spot them out and see where we go from there, right? Like let's try to get an idea on like the plays we can do, right? Because now we have to know what they're doing, what they're thinking about. And I'm telling him like I would retreat. Like I don't know if that's the right play. Like better players than me watching this can tell me. And here, like, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking, and I'm not like thinking about where I'm going. Like, I'm thinking about the plays I can do, but I'm not. I'm just like going around in circles almost. I'm like, okay, because then I just at this moment I recall I checked the time, and I'm like, okay, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like a lot can happen in that time, but also like if for some reason like one player decides to hide in a corner, like that can mess up the whole game, right? So I'm thinking like cap as an option because like they ping the cap circle, and then the guy's like, "WZ, can you get on hill?" I'm like, "Yeah, that could be good." And I'm kind of like getting closer there, and then like, oh my god, okay, the Ares tells me 50p is AFK, which is like a good thing because if he stays AFK, like that's one player that we don't have to deal with, right, anymore. So 2 minutes. You hear that little alarm. I'm starting to get pretty sweaty here. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not like the Killzer or like these other like Ayuxian like pro players. Like I'm just not those players, right? Like I have these games once in a while. I have some other good replays. Nice. Our Ares picks up the WZ, right? That's huge. And I almost felt like typing that to him just like because he has like a very good tank for picking off like low HP players. Now we realize like the 50 TP, like if it's good to eliminate him, in my opinion. And you might have different opinions on this, but my train of thought is like if he's still AFK, like you don't know, maybe he's coming back. He picked up his ramen bowl or something in the microwave, and he's about to come back. Like, and what if he comes back and he kills us? And he's an easy target to eliminate because if we want to win the game, either we cap or we kill other players. I should have aimed that shot. I thought I had it, but you see that that was a mistake, right? Like I thought I had it. I thought the circle was good enough, but it was not. Especially with heat, it was not. Luckily here, I spot the Type 5. Now he's not a bad player, but you can tell that like he's kind of like rushing in, and I take that. I use that to my advantage, right? And so I see like okay, he's going after the Ares. Oh no, no, he's not. Good. Now I'm pinging help. He lowers him to a one shot. That was kind of a lucky shot, but given the circumstances, I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. And that's how the game ends. And so this tank for me, it's kind of special. It's not like the most OP tank, but I like playing with it. I understand the playstyle. I had another game today that we can check out right now. We might as well. It's another interesting game. Things do go pretty south, and it's interesting because we managed to turn it around. So let's get into it, guys. Okay, guys. So we're on Studzianki right now, as you can see. Uh, we have a pretty interesting lineup. Quite a bit of heavies, a lot of TDs, one light tank, which is always a good thing. The first thing I look at is what their light tank is. I see it's an RHM Panzerwagen, which is a formidable light tank in my opinion. It's not necessarily the best spotter. It's not like the Manticore, the T100 LT, but it is a good light tank. So my goal still is, I know he can't outspot me if I'm in this bush, and my goal is to spot him before he spots me and try to get him lured or killed because a lot of light tank players will just rush into middle here and they will get themselves killed, which would be to my advantage, of course, right? Especially endgame. Weirdly enough, we spotted Ares. There he is. I believe we didn't spot him technically. I don't know what did spot him. He doesn't take damage. He gets unspotted. So I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll see what happens, right? So I see there's a lot of tanks pushing there. We do have a pretty good setup. Now, it's interesting with these replays because I would like. Okay, first of all, we see a gorilla that gets spotted. I see he gets tracked. I try to land a tracking shot, but even better, he gets killed. Now, I see here that my ally needs help, T57 heavy. I see an opportunity to take a shot. Boom, take a shot, try to lower this can opener. Hopefully he can get killed by my allies later on in the game. So now I come back to the position to see if I can pick off some other TDs. And what I was about to say is I would like some constructive criticism. I'm always open to it, but I would like some reasoning behind it. I don't like just, criticisms, constructive. It has to be constructive so I can learn from it. So at this point, I don't want to stay mid. I like to be more of an active player. I notice I get spotted. That's because I crossed a BGT where I took that shot on the can opener, right? BGT tries to land a shot on me. It seems like that would have been bad if that would have hit me. This tank tends to get lit on fire a lot, which is an issue. So my train of thought here is okay, like I don't think I could possibly spot south. I don't have a good feeling about south. Like I just don't. I don't think it's things are going super well. So I'm thinking, okay, let's try to like be aggressive on one flank and try to win the flank. Try to find us a weak spot on the Type 5. He turns his turret, which is a big mistake from his part, and I land him with a nice heat shell. Now these shots are pretty lucky. This is not like a typical WZ like RNG or whatever. Like boom, commander's hatch, perfect. We have some shots here on the side. I feel like these are better shots at the end of the day. Maybe my leading was a little bit off there, but whatever. I'm gonna try to take another shot there. That one seems to, I think I either went low or high, just didn't land. So my goal is to eliminate this Type 5 because I could possibly like push past him, but who knows? Maybe he lands a shot on me, and then the object lands another shot on me, and then I lost essentially like all my HP. It'd be down to like what, 300, 400, 500, something like that. I do see he takes cover though, so I take a chance here because we didn't spot the object unless he's like behind that bush near the rock in the corner. There's like a little rock right there. If he's there, maybe he could have spotted me and hit me, but it's not the case. I see he got spotted on the mini map. He's here, so I'm not as worried. You know, maybe there's a way for me to double bush there. I didn't try it. Yeah, maybe like right there. That would have been a good thing to try, but I just want to take a shot and lower this guy, and I'm willing to re-peek every once in a while. He does the right thing though, and he takes cover, right? Like he goes behind that ridge. And so my idea here is to go wide. Now, if you're looking at the minimap, you will see that like, okay, we lost a bunch of tanks and things aren't going very well. And like, I know this is going to be a problem, but in my head, I'm still thinking like, will this Ares kind of push up with me? Can we like take out like maybe 2, 3 tanks on this side? And in retrospect, maybe it's a little bit of wishful thinking, right? And that's very possible. So now the Type 5 is coming at me. The Ares is chilling there, and I'm just like, I don't think this is going anywhere. It already hit me. Like, we don't know if the object 268 is looking at me or not. I'm like, what can I do at this point? Am I gonna just like peek here, like on the right side? I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm trying to look for a shot. I'm trying to see, like, figure out, is this guy just gonna like YOLO me? Like, that would kind of suck, but at the same time, if he YOLOs me, like, too much, I could possibly, like, flank him, right? I decide, like, it's not worth it, in my opinion. I'm gonna go back to base. So we are at a pretty big disadvantage right now, 9 to 12. By the way, when it's 9 to 12, those are the tanks that are remaining. They have 12 tanks, I have 9 tanks. That's a mod. We have 9 tanks. That's a mod that I'm using that you can get on the Aslane's mod pack, which in my opinion, it's useful. I'd rather know how many tanks we have left versus how many kills. And for me, it makes more sense. That's personal preference. And now we're down a lot of HP according to my HP mod, right? But the thing is, as soon as I get into the render distance, probably a lot of these tanks will have like lower HP. Already the Ares has lower HP. The RHM, which you will soon see, is actually full HP. I'm trying to tell my STRV to retreat because I know if I'm thinking as this light tank, like he knows I'm on the other flank because that's where he was last spotted. This is kind of risky. I get spotted for this, and I'm just thinking, okay, I'm going to take cover. Thankfully, we do spot the RHM because of that. I land a nice shot on him. The E3 lands a shot on him. I try to ram him here because I see he's above the HP of my alpha, and I'm just thinking, like, okay, I want to kill this guy. Like, just want to get rid of this guy so I can start focusing on what's really important. So right now, we've racked up 3.2 thousand damage, 4,400 spotting, and it's not like the most OP tank, but you can see that like with any light tank, in my opinion, like if you know when to do the right plays, and it's not, I'm not saying that my plays were perfect. There's probably like 4 or 5 other ways I could have played this game that would have like, maybe we wouldn't even have lost a south flank, but of the best of my capacity, knowledge, and like RNG, I guess you could say, and anticipation, I think this is a pretty interesting replay. So I stay here. My goal is to try to spot out a Moss or a Ares that is peeking. Maybe our STRV, WZ can land a shot. And I realize that like these guys, they don't want to peek. Like they know I'm there. They're probably not going to peek again if they're like half decent players because like they know the consequences of it at this stage. They took quite a bit of damage. And so I'm pinging here to my team like what I'm thinking, right? So they can kind of adjust their plays according to what I do, which I think communication again, guys, it's so important. Like especially as a light tank where you have so much influence. There's only one light tank in the game. You see their Archon is out of the game, which basically lets me like do whatever I want almost, right? If it's done properly. I didn't get the spotting on that Moss. I'm not actually the one that spotted in there. Thankfully, our WZ played well there. So this isn't that much of a carry. It's not like the other game where it was very intense and like whatnot. I gotta say, our E3 or WZ, our E3 is actually on my blacklist. You don't see it, but he's on my blacklist. But thankfully, like he played well, so he kills the Moss, which is always a good thing. Now it's 8-8. Things are looking a lot better. The game is still not over. I see this object 140. He's trying to make a play where he can eventually flank our heavies, which is a bad thing against us. I notice this I7. I try to like double bush. I thought he was facing me, but then I realized like I have his behind, and like I could have. I was about to double bush and shoot him there, but it just didn't work out with my timing. Try to land a shot on the Kangvan. It was a low probability shot. Doesn't quite make it. Thankfully, our E3 snipes him, which is another really good thing. And you can see in these situations, like if you learn to stay alive long enough, your light tank can very, like even though it's not the most OP light tank, it can become very powerful. It becomes a very powerful like influence in the game, right? And now we're trying to spot out the 140. I see he's not pushing. I could technically push him, but I know there's a FV like Death Star, and I'm pressing Alt here, and you can see on the minimap like that's where he was last spotted because you don't see his name, so pressing Alt there helps with that. So I don't want to like get one-shotted even like with Hesh. He doesn't even have to maybe pen me, and he can like have a decent roll and kill me, right? I see this Type 5 asking myself if I can just like shoot a HE and kill him, finish him off. I don't know if my gun is quite adequate for that. I'm a Type 5. I see this WZ here versus this I7. This I7 is a good player, and I'm just pinging him like, hey, I'm gonna come help you. And at this point, like, I'm willing to take a shot if it means that our WZ, he's shown himself to be a valiant player. I get spotted there in between the little houses, and my thinking is, okay, I'm going to relocate. So I try to relocate here from a different angle. This I7 is a good player. He knows what he's doing, so I'm expecting him to be aware of me. And at this point, like I said, I'm willing to take a shot unless he doesn't, hopefully he doesn't set me on fire. Maybe it's a little reckless. Maybe like I should have gone like a longer path. Try to get his rear to make sure that the shot penetrates, right? I have like what 10 seconds of time before he reloads. I'm trying to dodge the RE potential shot, and you can see that our players are cleaning up the enemy players very cleanly. Try to find a shot here. Like I'm trying to not hit the house, but there's a house I'm like rolling into. I'll find a shot. At this point, I'm very happy with the game. Like, I'm just happy that it turned from like what seemed to be like a loss, right? If I would have stayed, definitely, if I would have stayed where I was with the Type 5 heavy, I think the Archem would have pushed through, killing the SDRV without any further issues, and maybe would have lost the game. I mean, potentially, right? It doesn't mean that's exactly what would have happened, but there's high chances of it. At this point, I'm just trying to find an extra shot on this object. It's kind of behind that little hill thing there, so we don't manage to get a shot. And so again, pinging again, like this gets pretty annoying maybe, but it's just to let the T-57 heavy know, like, hey, like, I'm driving up on this guy, and boom, there we go. Land a nice little shot on him. Extra damage. I think he looks at me, but T-57 goes in for the kill, and that's game. So again, this light tank, it's a special light tank for me. I think it's an interesting one. Honestly, if you were to like try to become a light tank main as a new player, I would push you. If you like using your gun, I would definitely push you towards the Germans. The Germans have good guns, in my opinion, from like tier 6, I don't even recall. Tier 7 to like tier 11, in my opinion, are very good. RU, it's a low alpha, but it's good guns overall. You can still spot with them, right? And it's another tank I like to play, in my opinion. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I'll see you next time. And